हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक। और इस बार जब आप लोग ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं, आई एम प्रीटी श्योर आप लोग मेरी ही तरह खुश होंगे, क्योंकि इफ आई एम करेक्ट करीबन 2.5 साल बाद ऐसा देखने को मिला है कि निफ्टी इंट्रा वीक गेन्स नियर अबाउट 4.5% तक अचीव किया है। और ऐसा ही देखा जाता है जब भी मार्केट्स इस तरीके से करेक्ट करते हैं, रिवर्सल कई बार बड़े शार्प होते हैं, बट ये शार्प रिवर्सल्स कितने सस्टेनेबल हैं और इसके पीछे के क्या कारण रहे और आने वाले वीक में क्या होगा, उसके लिए चलिए हम चलते हैं एक एक के पास और समझते हैं उनसे कि क्या हुआ और क्या होने वाला है। गुड इवनिंग।
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
आई एम ग्रेट, यू टेल मी।
I expected you to be great. चलिए गुड गुड बहुत अच्छा रहा इस वीक मार्केट. I expected when I was connecting to this call, I was expecting you to be very cheerful, as as most traders that we have seen in this week.
राइट।
Yeah, but
So
you were
how
right.
exactly this happened?
How this happened? Okay, how this happened? See, Rachit, if you remember, let us take a step back towards last week and even last to last week.
Right.
uh, 2 week पहले, इस week से 2 week पहले, there was an atmosphere of complete fear and bearishness, and the FII exodus was happening and not stopping. Every day they. So why this has happened, Rachit? I think to get a clear understanding of why this has happened. Let us take a couple of steps back. Let us look at the week before this and the week before that. If we just take 2 weeks before ka scenario, uh, there was an atmosphere of complete fear, and a lot of bearishness was there. A lot of this whole sentiment was not very positive in the market, and FII exodus was continuing to hammer in every upside, whatever little upside that Nifty made. Okay, but all this stopped or kind of stabilized over the last 2 weeks. अगर आप देखें तो इंट्रा डे बेसिस पे 22,000 तोड़ा एक बार. It bounced back and it closed above 22,000. If you remember, last 2-3 weeks ka lowest point closing wise was 22,004,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken. So it closed above 22,000, which is psychologically a good mark. And it spent 2 weeks, you can say, sideways. You know, between 22,000 and 22,800. That is still an 800 point upside. अगर देखा जाए तो वो फिर भी 800 पॉइंट का अपसाइड है, बट मार्केट्स को मोस्टली साइडवेज देखा जा रहा था, क्योंकि देयर वाज नॉट अ ड्रास्टिक day after day kind of up move. It did not
Right.
shake any sort of a bear or any sort of a bull out of their sleep. That it was like a 100 200 point movement through the week. Thoda karke. That sort of movement does not shake the traders out of this slumber. What happened this week has actually shaken everybody out of this slumber. That every day of the week, and we have seen like 200 250 points on Nifty, and close to 1,000 point over the week. This kind of movement kind of shakes you up. So yeah, so that stability that we saw in the last 2 weeks, or sideways movement as I called it, uh, that may be the basis to start with. you know
Okay.
एक हो रहा है एफआई का सेलिंग आ रहा है, एक हो रहा है एफआई का सेलिंग रुक गया है. बाइंग अभी भी नहीं आई है, बट सेलिंग रुक गई है. दैट इटसेल्फ caused the market to be in a sideways range. Okay, what happened this week now? uh, the way I see this week, out of 5 sessions, FI have turned buyers into two sessions. Okay, I am also hopeful that this trend will continue. But again, we do not see the aggression in buying as we saw in selling. तो अगर आप बाइंग फिगर देखें तो 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 करोड़ का नेट बाइंग फिगर होता है एफआईआई का. नाउ गिवन द फैक्ट दैट FY25 में सिर्फ 5 दिन एफआईआई ने नेट बाइंग फिगर दिया है हमें, और 2 दिन उसमें इस वीक में ही हुआ है.
हाँ.
तो आप समझ सकते हैं कि ये वीक क्यों पिछले 2 साल में बेस्ट वीक है बायर्स के लिए.
राइट, राइट.
तो पूरे साल में अगर 5 दिन बाइंग हुई है एंड 2 दिन इसी वीक में हो गई है नेट बाइंग, so you can understand why this is so significant, right? Okay, now let us look at the movement. Okay, almost 1,000 points from last weekend to this weekend. Okay, across the board buying, mid cap में भी buying है. DII की sell इतनी ज़्यादा है नहीं. In fact, they are also marginally on the buying side only. Okay, all this, it may point out towards one thing, that as we are approaching the new financial year end, we may have an interest of the mutual funds to buy into the market so that the NAVs look good.
Right.
So this might be one of those reasons for the optics, or for whatever, to keep a 31st March closing as a very high uh, sort of thing. This might be one of the reasons. This is the way I am seeing. Had this been uh, you know typically limited to this week's expiry, I would have expected Friday to be not so good.
Sideways or a corrective movement.
Yes, Fridays on the corrective wood. बट इस वीक में ये अलग चीज देखने को मिली है कि थर्सडे तक मार्केट अच्छा गया ही गया है, वो तो है ही. एक्सपायरी ऊपर के लेवल पे हुई है, एंड फ्राइडे इट इज टॉप्ड अप ऑन दैट. सो दिस इज वन मोर रीजन दैट व्हाई आई फील द नेक्स्ट वीक आई एम स्लोली ड्रिफ्टिंग इनटू द नेक्स्ट वीक.
But somehow, don't you believe that there was another probable reason that somebody who's trying to control the markets was not actually in front of the terminal, and that is the reason Nifty got a free hand.
No. You're just making a big deal out of this. Yes,
On a
but
lighter
you're
note,
right.
on a lighter note, just to inform, nothing of this sort has really happened. Don't take this particular piece of mind very seriously. But yes, AK was traveling. He was not in front of the desk for the entire week, and that is the reason I'm trying to pull his leg, saying that you were not in front of the screen, and that is the reason the market was so happy. But don't take it seriously. He has no
Yeah,
such
yeah.
kind of involvement. It was just a joke. But
Yeah.
yes, in that case, AK, do we really need to believe that this coming week will also be, there would be a upside movement, because this would be the last week of March, and the NAV story, if it has to go up, the markets will go up further.
Yes, so Rachit, so that is one of the reasons that I believe is a possible cause of markets going up in this week. And if that is of any significance, that reason is of any significance, it will continue next week. Okay. Another reason why I say so is that I was looking at the technical charts, like I always do before, coming out here and talking to you. I was looking at the technical charts, and this time, instead of that, 5 week, 6 week, or 6 month chart, I tried to see the whole year chart.
Right.
23,000 के ऊपर जो मार्केट ने 2 क्लोजिंग दे दी है, this has kind of broken the lower high pattern, which we have seen since the ultimate market high, the life high.
Right.
So the chart is in front of me, I'll just look at the figures and explain it to you. See, we saw a 26,277 high. That was the peak. Okay. उसके बाद वाली जो हाई बनाई थी निफ्टी ने, वो 24,800 के आसपास थी. उसके बाद वाली जो हाई बनाई निफ्टी ने 24,200 के आसपास थी, फिर 23,800 के आसपास थी, उसके बाद 23,800 के आसपास जो हाई थी, और ये जो ट्रेंड चल रहा था,
Hmm.
this trend this trend, if I do a, if I draw a line joining the lower highs, this trend analysis actually suggests that the markets should have turned around from 23,000 or 23,100.
Got it.
So we have crossed that level and we have surpassed it. So now,
Uh, what
even if
exactly you're trying to say that from 22,000 the rally up till 23,000 would have stopped there and the market would have gone down again.
Yes,
Right.
yes. So this, had that been the case on the
Hmm.
chart, this entire trend of lower highs would have maintained. It would have been in a
Got it.
line. But what is happening is this line is going down and the
Hmm.
markets have crossed up.
Perfect.
And on a closing basis, for a couple of closing. So now this is one positive indicator.
Hmm.
Second indicator, I also put in some moving averages in the whole equation.
Hmm.
50, 150, and 200. We have cut across 50-day moving average and we are trading higher than that. We are
Right.
very close to 150-day moving average. I think 150-day moving average is close to, right now, I'll tell you, it's about 23,500 something.
Hmm.
23,500 something is 150-day moving average, which is not very, 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 very far.
Right.
So, all technical indicators, I've seen
Hmm.
a couple of them. Either we call it short term or medium term, they're all indicating towards a upside movement.
Further more upside from here.
Furthermore, upside movement on the
Right.
immediate term, on the immediate basis.
That puts us to the next week idea that we'll be seeing further more upside from here in the
Yes.
coming week itself.
Yes, 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 and that is exactly what I want to say, because the
Hmm.
next week being the last week also, it might be in the interest of funds to keep the markets on a
Higher side.
higher levels. Also, this week we have seen a lot of lack of negative flows from the US.
Hmm.
They have even ensured, or the narrative of their FOMC meet has also been like, further rate cuts are going to come. We have seen a strong rebound जो हमने last week में जो हमने correction देखा था डाउ में भी,
Hmm.
डाउ जोन्स में, उसमें भी हमने इस वीक में एक अच्छा रिबाउंड देखा है. तो
Right.
all of this combining together, plus the technical indicators what I explained to you. One 50-day moving average के ऊपर है, 150 डे के पास है. तो अगर हम 150 भी काटते हैं, next step is 200-day moving average, which is
Right.
close to 24,000. Usually when we cross these averages from the bottom, there is a spurt seen in the market in the
Right.
immediate term. So this is concluding to one thing, that next week might be a continuation of this rally. Okay, and let us stick to next week only. I will not push myself and go that what is going to happen in April. April is a different page altogether. First of all, it's a completely different financial year. Secondly, it will be the beginning of your Q4 results. तो वो एक अलग ही पेंडोरा बॉक्स है, जिसको खोलेंगे तो फिर अब क्या क्या उसमें निकलेगा.
Don't you
फिलहाल
like this happy face? Let's only stick to the week ahead.
yes, yes, you must stick to the week ahead. Let us keep that in focus. We are looking at a good upside from here. If I am being conservative, also 23,750 to 23,800 is very much likely. It's not a not it's not a tough ask. Yes, 24,000 is psychologically is a tough nut to crack. Even if it touches intraday, it'll we are we will I will not be very hopeful that it is crossing it on a very sustainable basis. If it touches, very good. If it gives a closing above 24,000, excellent, no doubt about it. I will have to revisit these charts again, because once we cross the zone of 23,800 to 24,000, जैसे कि मैंने आपको बोला, when we were coming down from September, इन लेवल्स पे बाजार ने पीक्स बनाए हैं. तो when we are going up from bottom, these levels become a very crucial kind of a resistance,
Resistance.
right? So once we cross, each time we cross these crucial levels, it is advisable that we study the chart again and take the fresh view of where it is going. Also, keep in mind that at that point in time, what sort of triggers that are coming, whether it's geopolitical or our corporate earnings or any sort of fundamental economical triggers. We have to take everything in mind and then come up to a conclusion what is going to have happen next week.
Okay. So I believe for the next week, the upside targets that we have is somewhere near to 23,800 to 24,000. And is there any bottom that you are seeing for the coming week from where we can buy and start the week? Or if it comes down to those levels, we should buy at that level and then we should wait for the upside to like 23,300 or 23,250, any such kind of level?
Again, I look at, if you want to keep a resistance in mind, sorry, support zone in mind.
Support
Support zone is mine. I would say 23,000 to be crucial. It's
20.
first of all, it's psychologically also a round figure, a mark not to be crossed. Secondly, like I explained to you, the whole lower high trend analysis on Nifty, it was coming, 23,000 was a crucial point where it could have turned back and gone back all the way back to 22,000. It did not happen. So, similarly on the way down, this becomes that strong support. Once, once what which was once a strong resistance becomes a strong support. So yeah, so if Monday gives you a gap down of let's say 200 points and market stabilizes, so I will be of the opinion that we start buying at 23 100 150,
Got
and
it.
hope that towards the end of this week or end of financial year, we are hitting close to 23 600 800, those levels. But again, I strongly advise to not keep long term position. Keep very buy today, sell tomorrow, or 1 2 day kind of view in mind. Keep very strict stop losses. The volatility is still there. There is a lot of factors which are coming in. There are a lot of news flow from US is coming in. There's a lot of geopolitical tension news that is coming in. Ukraine is counter attacking Russia, and Israel Hamas again, that this thing has started. So any sort of this news, whether no matter how good the market is, how good or bad the economy is, any sort of this news will make or break the situation. Will anything can trigger a global sell-off. So it is advisable for traders to keep strict stop loss, maintain that, and circle out your position, rotate your position as fast as possible. Don't get stuck onto positions.
Got it. So for the week, another happy week that we might see, the range would be somewhere between 23,000 and 23,800 or 24,000. I know what AK was about to say for April series, and frankly, I have actually stopped him from saying this because there is something that is very important coming up, and for that, I would request you all to stick around, and in the next video most probably we'll be covering it, and then you will get to know what was running in his head. And I very frankly know that is not that pleasing to listen or discuss it right now. Let us be happy, let us be joyous with whatever performance that we have seen in this market, and next week we'll hopefully get back and see as to what is coming up in April, and hopefully we'll catch up again. And
Sure.
as always, it was amazing talking to you and learning as to where the market is heading. Thank you and have a happy weekend.
Thank you. Happy weekend. Bye bye.
Bye bye.